Hey, social media socialites. Thank you so much for watching my my YouTube channel. Now, this is not your traditional live, okay? If you're watching this for the first time and you don't know who I am, my name is E.DeanCole and I own DeanCole Financial. We are a consulting firm and we specialize in working capital, alternative finance, and business credit development. And I have an online course which is called DCFI Online, which stands for DeanCole Financial Institute Online. And in DCFI Online, I offer some consulting. We do consulting every Tuesday and Thursday, and we do that via a private Facebook group. Well, Facebook put me in jail. The reason why Facebook put me in jail is because last weekend I was in New Orleans with my baby, my daughter, and we were skating. And I'm not thinking that I have to say that this music does not belong to me. I would assume that Facebook would know. I didn't realize it. I mean, you can't make money off of it through Facebook like you can through YouTube. But anyway, so because I posted that video and it was Facebook put me in Facebook jail, so I cannot upload videos and I cannot do live videos. So I had to pull an audible, and I am doing the live Q&A on YouTube instead of on Facebook. So if you're watching this on the replay, you cannot see the comments. I know I have the normal fancy smancy technology up where you can actually see the comments. This time around, I had to make a quick decision. When you're an entrepreneur, you have the vicissitudes of entrepreneurship. Listen, you got to be RTG. You got to be ready to go. You got to be able to get out, go get it, and come back with it. So that being said, I decided to do a quick live Q&A. So you cannot see the questions, but I can see the questions. So if you're watching this on the replay and you want to know who I'm talking to. Thing number two is this is going to be a different live Q&A. Most of the time when I do live Q&A on YouTube, I answer everybody's question, okay? I'm not going to do that this time because that's not fair to my paid clients because they were expecting our one-on-one time. So I just told all of them in the private Facebook group to come over to YouTube. So I'm going to answer their questions. So this is like you guys being able to look over the shoulder behind the veil to see what it's like. Now I'm going to be raw and I'm going to be real because I have to give them the best of me, and the best of me is being raw and real, not in a negative way, but I'm just going to give you guys what it's like to be in a real live consulting call with me. Now in our private Facebook group, we have a post where people would go in and they will make their comments and they will post. So what I'm going to do now is share this video into the private Facebook group. And remember, this is live. When you watch this on the replay, this is not live, okay? So I'm going to share this in the private Facebook group. Just so happened because this is public, you share it too, all right? I want you to share this too. And then I want you to come back and I want you to tell me where you shared this, all right? And then after I make sure all the clients from the executive lounge are here, I'm going to go through and answer their questions, all right? Now, if they're not here, then I'm going to skip their question, and then I will, at the end, I will take you guys' questions as well to the general public. So I see there are over 50 people that are watching live right now that jumped on just like that. Thank you so much for that. I want all 50 of you all to hit the like button and hit the share button right now as I share this into the private Facebook group. So let me go and get this link right now, and I want you to share this everywhere. And this is live, so. So I'm gonna be raw, not polished. There we go. About to hear some feedback. Boom, boom, boom. Listen, the vicissitudes of entrepreneurship. It is what it is. You have to The vicissitudes of entrepreneurship. You got to be able to RTG. Got to be ready to go. All right. All right, there I go. What's that? So you guys can share this out everywhere. Go. Get out of that. Let's put this mute on because this feedback is irritating the black off my back. So let's see who is all in the building. All right, so we have 48 likes and 48 people watching and 38 likes. Okay, so let's see who is all in the building. And my feed looks kind of jacked up, but it is what it is. All right, we got Juwan is in the building. Hey Juwan, how are you feeling today, my man? We have John Tia is in the building. Hey, John, how you doing? Gregory is in the building. Hey, Gregory, how are you doing? Bomb Cherry is in the building. Hey, Bomb Cherry, how are you doing? Day Day is in the building. Hey, Day Day, how are you doing? We got I Am Boss is in the building. Hey, I Am Boss, how are you doing? Aaron White is in the building. Hey, Aaron, how are you doing? All right, someone with the name PLAYC says Cool Stream something. I don't know what they're talking about. All right, Brandon Robinson is in the building. Hey, Brandon, how are you doing? Polaros Corner Valencia is in the building. Hey, Polaris, how are you doing? All right. Somebody asked a question. I'm going to get to my clients first, and then I'm going to come to general questions. So you guys, this is like when you're in college and you get invited to campus, you get to kind of sit and observe. That's kind of what this is like tonight. I just want to go ahead and shout everybody out. So if you're watching right now and you are a client, I want you to say client. And any question you have tonight, you have to say client first and then ask your question. I know that we have quite a few of you guys, but majority of the time I'm very good when it comes to picking out names and familiarity. So if you are a client, and if you're not a client, please believe, don't say client and ask me a question because you will be blocked. And after you will be blocked, then your business will suffer because God brought me into your life to teach you. But because you tried to steal and be manipulative and do it in an erroneous way, you're going to be cursed because of it. Your business is going to fail. Yes, I said I'm being raw, being real. I'm in a consulting mode. Unfortunately, there's some people that I had to really, there are 2 videos that I'm about to drop of people that are just not acting right, it's not acting right, and I just had to stop doing business with them. It's really weird, and I'm going to share both of those videos. Hopefully they should be up tomorrow. But nevertheless, so if you're a client, put client and then ask your question second, because I know a lot of times people have different screen names. Prime example, my name is E.DeanCole. My YouTube channel used to be called Money Making Motivation. That was the whole channel. So, like for instance, I have a client, his name is Mr. Gibson, and his name is the Immaculate Conception or Inception, one of those. So every time I say his name, it says the Immaculate Inception, but I do know that that's my client, right? So that being said, I'm going to try to remember all the funny YouTube names versus real names while I get to this. So let's see who is all in the building. Let me get this pop-out chat. Boom, boom, boom. Pop-out chat. Bam. There we go. That makes it easier for me. So I'm in consultation mode, guys. So forgive me. I'm raw and I'm real. In consultation mode, you got to be RTG. You got to be ready to go. All right. Jody Scott is in the building. Says client. Hey, Jody, how are you doing today? All right. Name 88 said you need your C panel. I'm going to take care of that tonight. Name 88. It's okay. I'm going back live again. Somebody called me while I was live. It's okay. I'm going back live again. All right. New York Rican is in the building. Hey, New York Rican happens to be a client. Veronica Ezel is in the building and she's a client. Hey, Veronica. All All right, Gregory says this is going to be a tough one. Listen, it's going to be tight, but it's going to be right, Gregory. All right. All right. All right, good stuff. Okay, clients in the building. Willie is a client. A and D family is a client. Ladyback is a client. All right. Yvonne is a client. Andrew is a client. Stacy is a client. Thank you so much. Thank you so very, very much. Okay. All right, good stuff. Thank you, guys. So I want to make sure that everybody is here. So we have Tall Lewis says soon to be client, soon to be student. I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that, Tall Lewis. I respect that. I respect that tremendously. I like that. I like that a lot. All right. And then we have Crossroad says soon to be client. I respect that as well. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into this. So now, if you're a client, I'm about to go to our private Facebook group where your questions were put for priority. Now, you guys know this because you're in our private Facebook group. We do these live Q&As all the time. You know the routine. But for you guys that are just watching, what I do is every morning I do a whenever we have a live Q&A, we post a picture, live Q&A, and underneath that they ask their questions and we go by order of importance. So let me go ahead and get in here. And I'm mad Facebook did this to me, so it is what it is. And it ain't what it ain't. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and get into this. And I keep saying that I'm going to take the platform off of Facebook. I keep saying I'm going to take the platform off of Facebook. And I just have so much on my plate. But when you got a lot on your plate, you got to learn how to eat faster. You understand what I'm saying? You got to use that momentum and eat faster. You don't want to take nothing off your plate. You better eat faster. Because a momentum and being busy in entrepreneurship is a blessing from Jehovah God. If you understand that, whether you're a client or you are a participator or you are a spectator, I want you to say, I got it. If you understand, if you're able to get someone's attention in today's modern world, that is a blessing from Jehovah God for your business. To be so overwhelmed with clients, that is a blessing. That is not a curse. One of the mistakes that most people make is they'll grow and they will feel this anxiety and they try to stop. No, you have to push through and you have to go all the way through. Do not stop. That is the enemy. That is self-limiting beliefs. You need to continue to go through and you're going to have to utilize your faith and you're just going to have to do it while you're nervous, do it while you're tired, do it while you're afraid, do it while you're overwhelmed, but never, ever, ever stop. You need to use the law of momentum. In my favorite book, The Alchemist, they call it the law of favorability. You need to use the law of favorability and you got to keep going. All right, so there's 16 VIP questions. So the first one is from Aaron White. Aaron, are you here? If you're here, I want you to say here. Aaron, are you here? Let me reply and say, Aaron, are you on YouTube? If you're here, I want you to say you're here. So let me reply to this so Aaron can see if he got the comment. All right, Aaron, are you here? Let's see. Gotta roll with the punches. Aaron, are you here? All right, someone says screen froze. Okay, good stuff. All right, Aaron White, yes, awesome. All right, good stuff, Aaron. Aaron says, Aaron has a couple questions. Aaron says, I have 3 questions. It says, it's form 8400 Manuel Boulevard, A254, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Is that a good address? So let's look that one up. Let me check it and let me run it through the automatic underwriting engine. So, for you guys that are spectating, in order for you to build business credit, you're going to have a business address. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't care what nobody told you. I don't care what you read. I know some people are using their residential address and trying to put a suite number on there. It looks cool. You might be able to get a net 30 account, but you're not going to be able to get real business credit. You're going to have a legitimate business address. And so in my course, I show you and teach how you're able to get very cost-effective business addresses. And so there are, depending on the area that you're in, I teach that some companies they will be what's considered a mailbox, etc., or they'll be a PO box, but they would try to fake that they are a virtual office or that they have a business address. So what I do for my clients is I run their addresses of their virtual office. Whenever it's not an automatic approved area that I know of without a shadow of a doubt, I'll run it through automatic underwriting engines to see what comes back. So give me a second and I'm gonna run this right now, Aaron. I'm already logged in, so let's run it and let's see. Copy and paste. AUS stands for Automatic Underwriting System. It's in New Mexico. Okay, so this is a storefront. What is this? Okay. The thing about this one, Aaron, I think you're gonna need some signage. You're gonna need some signage on this one. Let me look and see. Give me a moment. Technically, it's commercial. It's commercial grade. It used to be a FedEx, Aaron. Let me see, 5505. Let me go back. No, okay. So, Suite A24. Give me a moment. Okay, so yeah, this will work, Aaron. It will work. You're going to have to make sure though, the section in the course that says SEO for credit approvals, you cannot skip that. You're going to have to do that. The reason why is because that address used to belong to a FedEx, the Manual Boulevard Northeast. It used to belong to a FedEx building that they converted over to virtual offices in that area. So you're going to have to go through that step of SEO for credit approvals, Aaron. That it is a good address. It's a legitimate address. It is good. But let me see something. If you don't mind, let me see something. I'm about to run it through. I'm about to run your area of New Mexico through my. Okay, so Aaron, why do you want to use this address? So what is special about this address to you, Aaron? So even Aaron, you're gonna have to keep asking your questions because you know we're live, so people are just gonna ask a lot of questions. So Aaron, you're gonna have to repeat your question. And you guys watching at home, you guys won't be able to see it, but there's a lot of questions that are coming for people who are coming on later who think this is a traditional live Q&A. It's not their fault, it's my fault. So Aaron, tell me why you want to use this address specifically. Now, Give me a moment, guys. There we go. Okay, now I ran through. Okay, so Aaron, I ran the similar zip code to the approved resource we have in the course, and you can get a legitimate C grade office for $55 a month. There's only 2 in your area, so I can see why there's 2. There's one that's 55 and the other one is 60. These are straight up and down. You don't have to worry about anything. One of them is 4801 Lang Avenue, Northeast, Suite 110, and the other one is 6300 Riverside Place. Now, a lot of times people will say, well, Dean, my office building where I live is far from my office. Now, this is the thing. As long as you're in the same state, okay? So your information is going to be with the Secretary of State. So you have to be compliant with the state. It doesn't matter what county you're in, as long as you're in the same state, all right? So, and it's worth it for you because you need the approval. You know, in order for you to get the tier 2 and tier 3 funding, that's gonna have to be there. And I mean, it's not $50, it's $55. So if you go through the course in that section, it'll show you where you're able to get that. So it says bad connection right now. So I hope you're able to get this. That was the answer to your first question. Boom. Let's see. Aaron says, I'm here. Okay, cool. You said you never used it. You had the previous address set up before. Okay, so somebody else set up that address before you. You have a registered agent and everything at the location. Yeah, Aaron. So I would suggest that you do just change it just in case, because it's not giving you that presence that, you know, we like to have. So I know that you used somebody before and they had it. So unfortunately, it used to be a FedEx mailbox place. That address used to be, like, I see it in the system that used to be a PO box that they converted over to virtual offices. So in the course, the resource, there are 2 addresses that that are there for you in the course for $55. Use that because those show up legitimate, straight up C-level, C-grade office buildings. So that's what I would suggest, Aaron. So that's Aaron's first question. I'll answer that. So let's go to the next question. All right, Aaron says, for disputed personal credit, you have a lot of accounts. I guess that means multiple accounts and a lot of amounts. Sometimes I do the same thing, Aaron. I be typing so fast, I mess everything up. And it says, how often should you send dispute letters to the bureaus for the accounts you want disputed? So the way that it works, Aaron, is that you don't just shoot blindly. We, in our course, you know, we teach that you shoot with a laser. Everybody that is watching, whether you're a client or not, I want you guys to interact with me. If you understand the difference between a shotgun is when you just throw and you shoot in the dark, okay? That's a shotgun approach. You just throw and shoot at the dark. But because we are professional snipers, we use a sniper rifle, 1 shot, 1 kill. If you understand the difference, I want you to say, got it. Aaron, let me know you're watching still and let me know that you got it. Let me see your comment. All right, so New York Rican says got it. Thank you for participating, New York Rican. All right, I am a boss says got it. I appreciate that. Aaron White says got it. Okay, that's good. That's what I needed. All right, Earl says I got it. Alonzo got it. Base Finder 68 says I got it. The Mediocre 2011 says got it. Charles Slayton says he got it. Veronica Ezel got it. K Doug got it. ABC got it. Tall Lewis got it. Malcolm Dewberry got it. Okay, awesome. You guys got it. All right. So this is the caveat. So Aaron, in the course, you follow the course step by step. It's a recipe. All right. I know that I'm entertaining. I know that people listen to me like a podcast. I know that I have thousands and thousands of hours of YouTube content, and people get used to that mode of me being on YouTube where I'm entertaining and I'm educating and I'm fun. But over in the course, you have to change your mindset. You're not listening to me to be entertained in the course. You're listening to me for instruction. I said all of that to say this, that there have been several people that have been zooming through the course and haven't done anything. And they're banging and pressuring like, I need this other content. This isn't for your entertainment. Now, granted, I understand you're paying for it. You can do what you want to do with it as long as you abide by the non-compete rules. You can do what you want to do with it as far as consumption-wise, but as far as the way the course is designed to make you successful. So I said all of that to say this, Aaron. In the dispute section, it says specifically, the first thing you have to do is do your electronic dispute first. and then wait. All right, let me give you an example. Remember, this is not a shotgun approach where you're guessing and you don't know how the laws work. In the course, I teach you the way the FDCRA and the FDPA works. Remember, the Fair Debt Collection Reporting Act, FDCPA and FDCRA, the Fair Debt Collection Reporting Act and the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. So go back and look at that lesson, Aaron, and consume just that lesson, even if you have to listen to it 10 or 15 different times. Don't just listen to it and drive, listen to it and do laundry, listen to it and watch the football game. Dissect it, because I'm teaching you how to make sniper shots, okay? So I said all of that to say is that I'm teaching you the way that it works. So the first thing you have to do is you have to do your online dispute first. After you do your online dispute, you have to wait for the answer to come back. And this is what I teach in the course, Aaron. And I'm saying this to everybody that's watching that's a client. Stop rushing. You have to learn and do. Learn and do. Like I said, I'm in consulting mode, so I'm not in the jolly old YouTuber mode. I'm in consulting mode. And this is kind of what it's like when it's behind the veil and I'm with my paid clients, because I got to give you guys the best, because this is what I do. I want to see you successful, because if you're successful, I'm successful. So as a coach, sometimes you got to be hard on you guys. So I said all of that to say this. Go back and you have to do specifically. You have to do online disputes first because of the law. Not because of what Aunt Jenny said or what your cousin Momo said or what somebody thought because of a book. The reason why you're getting these things removed off your credit is not because of a hustle. It's not because of what somebody thought they knew. It's because I am teaching you the laws and you are abiding by the laws, and you have to go in order. If you don't go in order, the laws will not work for you. Kind of like the situation with Meek Mill. I was listening to the radio today. Meek Mill had a chance of leaving to get out of jail if he would have testified against the judge. He chose not to. But if he wanted to, he could have wore the wire, testified against the judge, and got out of jail. So you see, you guys understand where I'm coming from? So it's a recipe, it's a step-by-step. You have to do A, B, and C in order to get X, Y, and Z. If you understand where I'm coming from, I want you to say, got it, okay? I want to make sure you got it. Even if you're, like I said, even if you're watching this on the replay as well, I want you guys to interact with me because a lot of times I travel. You guys know I travel a lot. And so when I have a lot of downtime, I come back and answer your questions. All right, so New York Ricky says got it. All right, Newer says got it. Lamont says got it. Okay, awesome, awesome. All right, Juan says got it. Awesome, got it, awesome. Thank you so much, appreciate it. Even if you're watching on the replay, I want you to make a mind-muscle connection with what I'm teaching you so that you can remember this, and I want you to say got it. So in the recesses of your mind, you can remember, oh, Dean said this without having to look on the video. Is because you make that mind-muscle connection with what I taught you right then and there. It is psychological. So got it. Okay, you guys got it. All right. So I said all that to say this. So you have to do the online dispute first, Aaron. And then after you do the online dispute, wait to see what comes back. You don't want to continue to do the shotgun approach and throw up red flags to the credit bureaus if you do it too much, and they're going to freeze your account if you already got it awarded to you. So for instance, you have a lot of accounts to dispute. Most of the stuff is old. That's good. Dispute it. 9 times out of 10, a good amount of it is going to come off. If it doesn't come off, then you go to the next step that I teach in the course, which is utilizing your 609 letters, and you are invoking your right under the FDCPA, the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, and the Fair Debt Collections Reporting Act. All right? So to answer your question, you don't just, it's just like when you use your credit card too much, your bank is going to shut it down because of the activity does not seem, usual. That's how banking and finance work. I've been doing a lot of online shopping for my daughter, and my card got shut down. Like I was like, okay, I know I got money in my account. You know, the devil is a lie. I pick up the phone, I call, they say, Dean, we just want to make sure that it's legitimate. Banking and finance operates in that way. It's very conservative, which is the reason why I think I do so well when it comes to the general public, because I'm able to match the conservativeness of knowing the rules with also just the flavor and reality of being a black man in the United States of America. All right. So that being said, to answer your question, go back, Aaron, because you have access to the material, go back and relook at it. I'm not going to reteach it right now. But go back and relook at that information to answer your second question. Your third question is, You have a paid version of Credit Check Total, and your full credit report PDF. Still, it shows the last 5 digits of the account number. Is that enough info to put on the dispute letters? That's a very good question, Aaron. It depends on the company that you're disputing. Sometimes the last 5 digits is enough, because when you call, that's what they're going to ask you. They're going to ask you for the last 5 digits or the last 4 digits of your account number. And just dispute it. Remember, first thing you do is you do the online dispute first. You don't even do a paper dispute. So you do the online dispute first. After you do your online dispute and you get the clock ticking and you are getting in line with the FDCRA, the Fair Debt Collections Reporting Act, then for the ones that need that, you will go through that process. But you only provide that if it's needed. When you're doing the disputes, you do your online disputes first, then go from there. All right, I hope that I answered all 3 of your questions. Thank you so much, Aaron. You got it? Aaron says got it. Appreciate you, Aaron. Says copy. All right, next person is Alicia McFadden. Alicia, are you watching, Alicia? All right, so Fresh Air Brown says guilty, guilty, guilty. Yes, matter of fact, Fresh Air Brown, we had to reset your password today. We had to reset your password today. All right, so I always do this. This is a prime example of a real name versus a screen name. So Amazing Staging, which is her name on Facebook, is also You to Have Success, which is very interesting. No real names, but she says, thank you, Dean and Aaron. That was one of my questions too. All right. Amazing Staging is here. Okay, well, I'm going to get to you next, Amazing Staging. But first, Aisha McFadden. Aisha, are you here? I need to know if you're here, Aisha. And then I can answer your question. Why not you have success? The reason why Kia is because it's hard, you know. It's not a real name, so that's cool. So, Amazing Staging View Profile. Oh, Lord have mercy. What I done clicked on? I clicked on something I shouldn't have clicked on. Let me get out of this. Boom. So, Aisha, are you here? If not, Aisha, I'm gonna go to the next one. Let me add you on Facebook. I gotta give you that courtesy because I'm not in the right place. Like I said, in the private Facebook group, everybody's already tagged, so they'll be there. All right, so let's see. All right, Shavara says that you have a question with your business credit line. Okay, Shavara, I'm going to answer that after I go through the VIP questions that I did in the group, in the private Facebook group. Then all of the, like you did what was right, Shavara, and I recognize your name. So you did do what's right. You have to say client and then ask your question. So after I go through the post on Facebook, then I'm going to answer your question. Now, if you want to, Shavara, hurry up and run over to Facebook in the private Facebook group and ask your question there. I'll take that as well. So anybody that is watching that's a client that has a question, go over to the private Facebook group because I'm answering those first. And once I'm done, is when I'm opening it up to everybody else. And I want everybody that's watching to hit that like button and hit that share button. All right. Kurt, that's a very good question. I'm going to answer that separately. Kurt just asked a very good question. I got to stay on track, Kurt. Kurt, stay around to the end because I want to ask your question, but I need to give my clients preferential treatment first. But that's a very good question, Kurt. All right, I don't see Aisha, so I'm just going to go ahead and go to Kia, which happens to be Amazing Staging. All right, Jay Johnson says 20 minutes in, LOL, I respect you, Dean. I appreciate you. Oh, it says message was retracted. You took the message away, Jawan? Well, I appreciate you. I'm glad that you respect me. Like I said, this is different from the stuff you see on YouTube. That is not saying that YouTube is different, not saying YouTube is scripted, but on YouTube, my mindset is different. It's more towards education and entertaining, whereas with consulting, it's more towards results driven. And that's the reason why you see all these approvals and my success rate is so high, because I play no games when it comes to business. So YouTube, the other stuff is kind of like hobbyish. This is like business work for me. So I'm in a different mode. All right, Amazing Staging, which happens to be Kia, says, "Hey Dean, the busiest man, the busiest man in America. How are you? I am great. Kia, thank you so very much for asking. When disputing your online credit reports, you advise not to dispute too many things." Okay, so I just answered that question. So that was one of your questions. I answered that. Okay, also, that's good. So the next question says, also, would you like to know about third-party freezes and how quick and effective it can be? You also would like to know about third-party freezes, how quick and effective it can be. And then the third question is, I just changed my LLC to my virtual address. Awesome job. Very good job with that. Will that update within 30 days? And do I also need to change my NACIS code as well to avoid red flags? It's a very good question. So to answer, I'm going to start from the bottom and go to the top. Very good questions. Amazing Stages happen to be Kia. The first question is, the answer to that from the bottom to the top is that it depends on what your SIC code is. So when you created your LLC, what NACIS code, I just say SIC, same difference. What SIC code did you use it for? So that is going to determine, so that's a two-part question. So the first thing, so if you could ask, I know that you're watching, so ask me real quick, what did you make your SIC code? Because I know you're watching live. And as I'm waiting for that answer, then I'm going to answer the other part of your question, which is about the third-party freezes. You want me to come back to you? You said you want me to come back to you. No, you got to be ready to go. Hold on, no. All of this stuff, no. You got to be ready to go. You said that you was ready. And you want me to come back to you? Come on now. You said you was here. You was ready to go. So I'll just go ahead and break the other ones down. So to answer your question about the third-party freezes, Kia, is that the way third-party freezing work is that it's very advanced. And in the course, you have access to the steps on how you're able to freeze your third-party reporting agencies. Now, because this is public, I won't be as detailed as I am like we normally do. So I'm going to refer you back to the, like I said, I know that I'm entertaining. And I know for a fact, Kia, you spoke with one of my assistants today and you were complaining, saying that the 720, credit approvals wasn't available to you yet. And this is the reason why, is because I want to make sure that you just don't watch me like you do on YouTube, like you do on Facebook. In this course, it is designed to coach you to be successful. You're not going to get the six-pack abs just because you come to the gym. You have to do what I'm teaching you. You have to change the diet. You have to do the exercises. I'm using that as a metaphor to explain the way that my course works. Just because you watch my videos, just because you do participate in the live, it's not going to work by osmosis. You're going to have to physically do the work. So all that energy and effort that you had, I'm just being very candid with you because this is what you're paying me for. All the energy and effort you had trying to get purchase trade lines, and all the energy and effort you had talking with Patricia for like 15 minutes, talking about all that energy and effort should have been put into going back over the stop freeze section of the course that you have access to that breaks that section down. So what you're asking me to do is to reteach you what I've already taught you. And I'm not going to do that anymore. I have to stop holding you guys' hands, and I have to continue to refer you back to the, I know that I'm entertaining and I know that it's fun learning something new, but stop enabling yourself. You have to go back and you have to implement what you learn. Everything is taught in detail in video. You have the course notes, you have the telephone numbers, you have the first step, second step, third step on what third-party freezing is. But for everybody that's watching, to the general public, Third-party freezing is advanced credit repair tactics where you're able to freeze the third party, not the major three parties, but there's actually a third party. There's a database, a list of about 18 or 20 different third-party reporting agencies, and I'm not going to teach it live, and I'm not even going to reteach it tonight, Kia, because I spent 45 minutes in that video outlining everything. So it's very important that you go through and outline everything. All right. All right, and then also you ask, what about the monthly GoDaddy code for December? So have you used the last code? Have you created the code? If you need it, I can get it for you and drop it in the private Facebook group. Give me a second and let me get it for you. So when you guys are enrolled into my course, we provide a free website for you. So a lot of people have questions about something that's called a cPanel, and I'm about to answer those. So for all of you guys that are spectating, I also have a relationship with GoDaddy to where you can get your website for $1. We're gonna give you hosting for the first 12 months for the first year. But as far as your domain name, I have a relationship with GoDaddy because of the amount of clients that we have, where they will actually give you your domain for $1. Give me a second. I'm logging in right now in the back office. Give me a second. I'm gonna drop it underneath your question, Kia. I'm gonna drop the code underneath your question. All right. I just did it. So if you go back into the private Facebook group, Kia, right underneath your question, I just liked it and I dropped the code. So copy and paste that code for your domain for $1. And then we do the hosting for a year when you're enrolled into the course. All right, so Darnell is in the building. Darnell, are you watching live, Darnell? Darnell is the next question up. All right, so Kia says that you're going to renew it again. Awesome, good stuff. All right, A&D family is in the building. Okay, Darnell. Darnell, you are A&D family. All right, good stuff. Let's go through this. Hold on, what was this email that I just got? Okay. Let me get out of this. Let me get out of that. Let me get out of that. All right, Darnell says, hi, Dean. Hope everything is going great for you. First thing, you have not received your cPanel, and my question is, as a holding company, what should my website consist of about me? Mission, vision, etc. I have a few things I want to put down, but it's labeling me. What should I type so you don't get red flagged? Also, I'm on the course Guaranteed Approvals with no personal guarantee. All right, so Darnell, first thing is, as a holding company, what I would suggest that you do is do everything general business. So with your website, do the general business, because that's what it is. Now, if you want to create, so this is it. Okay. So all of you guys that are spectating, that are watching, that don't know my course. So my course goes in order, step by step by step by step. All right, it's a recipe, just like a wedding cake. All right. I saw this on this real cute chick's page today. You know, she caught my attention with this. I thought this was so dope. I said, I'm gonna borrow this from her. This is so dope. She said she's not a business consultant like me, but she does work with startup businesses. And she said people will ask God for bread and will get mad when God sends them bread. When God sends them an egg, batter, a pan, and an oven. And so what happens is that a lot of times that God is always going to send us the process. It's very rarely that he sends you just the physical, actual product. Even if you look, and I'm about to wax theological, even if you look, the children of Israel, when the Bible says that Jehovah God rained manna from heaven, the Bible did not say that Jehovah God manifested the manna in their tents. The Bible says that He dropped the manna just out of their reach. They still had to reach for it. It wasn't spoon-fed to them. They still had to go through the process to reach for it. So that's the same way that, you know, I follow that process and that principle. So I said all of that to say this. All of you guys that are spectators that do not know, in order for you to get certain funding from certain lenders, they run you through what's called an AUS, which stands for Automatic Underwriting System. I just call it the Automatic Underwriting Engine. But the technical term is AUS, Automatic Underwriting Engine. And what happens is that they pull all your data from what you have online in order for you to get certain funding, okay? Now, net 30 accounts, they don't always do that, but second tier and third tier, they do that. So it's very important that there are certain keywords that you do not want to have on your website because there's certain, you're considered high-risk industries. Like if you are in the entertainment industry, adult entertainment, you don't want to put adult entertainment down. Even though there's absolutely nothing wrong with it, it's 100% legal business. I mean, a porn industry and the sex toy industry is a huge industry, it's a booming industry. Nothing wrong with it at all. It's just considered high risk. Transportation, considered high risk. Financial firms are considered high risk. Real estate flipping is considered high risk. These are different high risk industries that you want to kind of stay away from. So legally, there's absolutely nothing wrong with you using something that we've been taught ever since the 5th grade, which is called a thesaurus. So instead of certain keywords, you want to use other words that mean the same thing, but that are not in the red flag database, basically. So that's what A&D family is asking me. So that being said, when you are doing your business website for your business, for approvals, you want to be as basic as possible, Darnell. You want to be basic, general, vanilla as possible. That is for your credit approvals, all right? Now, if you're trying to drive traffic for a product, that's completely separate. You know, Darnell, I have like 7 websites. I have DCFI Online, which is my online course. I have DeanCole Financial. I have DeanCole Live. I have my YouTube. Those are specific to drive traffic for those particular things. My other industries and my other businesses that I don't talk about publicly, they're niche specific to drive traffic to convert customers. Your basic website that you're using right now isn't to drive customers, it is to get approvals. That's what I teach. Like I talk about in the SEO for credit approvals, Darnell, I say that, not Darnell, forgive me. Yeah, Darnell. I teach this website isn't so that you can be the best website on the newest magazine to get the best award. It is so that you can go through automatic underwriting without an issue and get approvals. If you want to build a completely different website, that's completely different. If you want to drive traffic and if you want to market, the purpose for the website that's in the course is specifically for credit approval. So my answer to you is when you're doing a holding company, you want to look at it like it's very business consulting, very general. Pictures need to be men in suits, women in suits. Go through the database that you have access to. Go through all of that and you will see how to do the general business. Now, let's look at something else. I know without a shadow of a doubt, Darnell, I personally sent you your cPanel. I know without a shadow of a doubt, I sent you your cPanel. So I'm about to go back and I'm about to look right now. I know without a shadow of a doubt and without any equivocations that I sent you a cPanel personally, Darnell. I'm about to look right now and I'm going to tell you the date I sent it. You have to check your spam folder or check your promotions folder, Darnell. But I know without a shadow of a doubt that I sent it to you. And this is live, guys. So if you see me wiping the sweat off my brow, that's because it's hot in my office. Look at all these cPanels that's been sent out. I know without it. I'm going to tell you the day I sent it to you, Darnell. And I tell you the address that we sent it to, too. I'm not going to tell you the full address because this is public, but I'm going to tell you the address we sent it to. You have to check your spam folder, Darnell, and check your spam, and also check your spam and check your promotions folder. There we go. I'm about to tell you the exact date I sent it to you, Darnell. Because I remember sending it to you specifically. I personally sent it to you. And you have to check executive office. So also search executive office. Remember, it's not coming from DeanCole. It's coming from executive office. So search executive office. All right, Rick says, just got here. Rick, thank you so much for joining in, Rick. This is a different type of live Q&A. This isn't my traditional live Q&A, Rick. I'm dealing with clients first right now. And then at the end, I'll take some of you guys' questions. But this is tailor-made specifically for my clients. I do a live Q&A with them every Tuesday and Thursday in our private Facebook group. But Facebook put me in Facebook jail from a video of me and my daughter in the skating rink. They said that I was using copyrighted music, so I could not go live. So because of that, I'm here on YouTube, but I'm giving them priority. All right, I'm about to tell you the exact date I sent it to you and the email I sent it to as well, Darnell. A&D family. I sent it to you on December the 5th. Darnell, it was sent on December the 5th. And it's from executive office. It's not from DeanCole. It's from executive office. And the email address I sent it to was Darnell, your last name, at who you use. I'm not going to say it publicly. But the email address I sent it to was Darnell, your last name, at your email provider. All right, so I answered all of those questions. All right, Augustine Thorpe. Augustine, are you in the building? Let's see if you're in the building, Augustine. Nicole Johnson says, great information. Thank you so much, Nicole. Thank you for participating. All right, okay, we'll check again. Thank you so much, Darnell. Yep, check again. Check again for me, buddy. All right, so Augustine, are you in the building? Augustine says, Dean, can you please tag me on the link to schedule a 15-minute consultation? So right now, Augustine, and if you guys are watching right now, as of this date, December the 12th, 2017, when you're enrolled in the startup coaching, you get free 15-minute consultations one-on-one on the phone with me, as long as you're able to fit into my schedule. That is right now. However, because some people have violated that, taking advantage of that, tried to book back-to-back sessions, and it seems as they're not valuing it, that is now changing to just the executive coaching. The executive coaching will be coming out the 1st of January. The executive coaching is coming out the 1st of January, and my new book is coming out the 1st of February, in that order. So January the 1st is when the executive coaching will be available. The liberty of doing the one-on-one consultations will be set aside specifically for the executive coaching. And those days are going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays. And you will be penalized if you schedule a time with me and you don't show up. So unfortunately, right now I'm still honoring up until the end of December to where you're able to. So Augustine, I'm going to tag you in the Facebook group. So what you do, Augustine, go into the private Facebook group if you watch this on the replay, and you search calendar in the search word like you would search on Google, but inside DCFI Online Executive Lounge, it would take you to the link that's my calendar. It's a picture of the calendar with a circle, and then you go there and you're able to add yourself onto my calendar. So that's how you're able to do that, Augustine. All right, Ray Gibson is in the building. Ray Gibson says, I have a 2-hour business interview at 9 p.m. I'll catch it later. Thanks for the heads up, Dean. Thank you very much, Ray. Congratulations for that connection, and I hope it works well for you in the morning. Tiffany Rankin Vaughn. Tiffany, are you in the building? Let's see. Tiffany, are you watching live? Island Boy Trucker is in the building. Hey, Island Boy. This isn't a traditional live Q&A. We're doing it a little different today, Island Boy. And just because you came in, hit that like button for me and hit that share button, Island Boy. I'm going to answer traditional live Q&As at the end when I get through all of my clients. So, Tiffany, are you watching live? Let's see. Let me tag Tiffany and see is she watching live. I want to answer her question if she's watching live. All right, Tiffany, you gotta be here. You gotta be present to win. That's how it goes. So let's see, Tiffany, are you watching? Fresh Air Brown says, "Can I set your 15 minutes now?" Yeah, Fresh Air Brown, you have to go through the private Facebook group. Yes, you can. Fresh Air Brown. You already liked it. Thank you very much, Island Boy. I appreciate you. All right, just asking out of convenience. Oh well, no, it doesn't work that way. You have to actually physically go and see when I have the time is available. That's why it's posted. So you have to be in the private Facebook group, Fresh Air, and then actually choose that course. I mean, not course, excuse me. Choose what time is available on my calendar. Somebody asked about the executive coaching and it messed up my mind. Apologize for that. All right, Charles says, client, thanks, Dean. 10-hour break. Okay, get some sleep. Awesome, good stuff. I'm glad you're on your 10-hour break, Charles. He said Charles is a client of mine. He's a trucker. He's on his 10-hour break and he wants to get some sleep. And I'll see you in the next Q&A. Thank you very much for that, Charles. Charles, hit that like button and hit the share button. Charles, share this in YTTA. Share this in RGB. And also share this if you're in all the other trucking groups. Just hit the share button. And when they ask where you want to share it to, choose the option where it says copy link. Then open Facebook up and drop and create a post in those different groups if you can do that for me. And enjoy your 10-hour break. I appreciate you, Charles. All right, so Tiffany is not in the building. All right, so Tiffany is not in the building. Got you. Appreciate you, Charles. Tiffany is not in the building. All right, so the next person is Nico. Nico says, "Hi, Dean. I'm waiting on a cPanel request a week ago under the first name Sienna, pronounced Kiena. Let me send it to you right now, Nico. Give me a second. I'm going to send it to you right now. Live Nicole, which is really Sienna. CIY. There we go. Because people be having the different names, you know, they be having the different acronyms and whatnot. All right, let's see what name is under. It's under CAYA. All right, let me send it to you right now. Give me a moment. This is live, guys. So as you're watching this right now, hit that like button and hit that share button right now. Well, let me see. And also tell me where you shared it. I want to know where you shared this. All right, I'm getting it together, Sienna. I'm looking for you. I don't see that name. Sienna, I don't see you. From a week ago, I don't see you. And I would need all the information on the form in order to personally send you your cPanel information. And I know that IT didn't send it because you would have gotten it. And even if IT sends it, it's going to say from executive office. All of our emails say executive office. I don't see you, Sienna. This is the reason why it's very important with names and aliases. Like, I'm back in July. I don't see you at all, Sienna. So do me a favor, Sienna. Resubmit your form tonight. And make sure that you hit the submit button. It's a mistake. It happens a lot of times. It happens to me too. but I don't see you at all with that name, and I need your information so I can send that out to you. All right, Nicole. All right, so Obis. So C'est La Vie. C'est La Vie, are you watching tonight? Are you in the building, C'est La Vie? Liked and shared. I appreciate that. 2011. The mediocre 2011. C'est La Vie is in the building. Okay. AKA Obis. All right, awesome. Good stuff, C'est La Vie. I like that name. That's a dope name. All right, C'est La Vie says, when I changed my business address and business name with the Secretary of State, after updating your DMV, do you call the IRS to update with them for your EIN number? And should I pay the $215 collection with original creditor as paid to delete because of... All right. This is very detailed, so I'm not going to read it out loud. I know normally in the private Facebook group, it's different. So it got real deep, real quick, C'est La Vie, so I'm going to protect your privacy. Okay, so to answer your question, C'est La Vie, from the bottom to the top. This particular debt is with the original creditor, and you've been battling with them 6 months. Remember, you're dead to rights. You did it. So, if you want that to be taken care of, and it's a newer debt, and it's with the original creditor, pay to delete. That's a very good strategy, but you have to make sure you do not, I repeat, under any circumstances and without any equivocations, do you pay them not one penny until you're able to get a supervisor's name, get it on record that they are agreeing to pay to delete. And when you do pay, you need to write a check, and in the memo, you need to put agrees to pay to delete the detailed information that I'm not sharing, that you shared with me in the private Facebook group. So yes, to answer your question, if they agree to do it, do it. If they don't agree to do it, you're just gonna have to sit on it, and you're just gonna have to wait. And I know you and I talked about other situations that you could be doing. Before you pay that $216 for that, maybe pay for some of those other things that we talked about during your one-on-one consultation. So that being said, that's what I would suggest. But if they agree to do it, then yeah. But I think you really need a you need a business plan and a life plan, Obias, because last time we talked, you were like all over the place, and you need to become more laser and more structured. Remember, we talked about the focused energy, the light focused on one thing. When you look at light right now in my office, it's harmless. It shows you everything that you got going on. But if you take the same light and you focus it into one detailed, focused energy, it can cut through anything. That same light that's harmless, that's illuminating everything, can now turn into a laser when you become focused. And I think you need to be laser focused, because to hear you talk about doing a pay to delete after our last conversation makes me feel like you need more structure. Just being very candid with you, you know what I'm saying? I gotta give it to you all the way right. I think you need more structure, and based on those other things we talked about, I think you get the shiny ball syndrome, and I get it. I had it too. That's why I take Adderall. I'm proud of the fact that I have adult ADD, and I take Adderall, which is one of the reasons why I'm focused and successful. I have no qualms about that. Listen, one of the best decisions I ever make was to really get help for the shiny ball syndrome. But so I said all that to say this, Abias. To answer your second question, yes, if they do if they agree, yes. But in my opinion, based on last thing we talked about, I don't think that you should. I think you should focus on those other things. But to answer your question, yes. The second part of your question is who is this person? Okay. All right, somebody just handled that. All right, let me go ahead and delete Blake Brandon. We can leave the comment. It's fine. I ignore them. It's like I said, shiny ball syndrome. I was looking for your comment. It was right underneath your LOL bias. So to answer your question, the second part of your question is, yes. So after you've updated your information with Dun & Bradstreet, and after you updated your information with the Secretary of State, you can call. Now, this is the caveat. All right. I suggest that it's a real simple, quick phone call. They're just going to verify your identity, verifying you are who you say that you are, and you can update your address with them. Now, the IRS is just like Dun & Bradstreet. What I mean by that, with your EIN number and your EIN number and your Dun & Bradstreet number are one and the same. Remember the section of the course, Numbers Don't Lie? Those are the only times it is okay to use your home address. Those are the only two situations. If you want to go through the process of doing so, that's fine. It's not going to stop you at all because it's not public record. So it's fine to use your residential address. If you want to make sure that you are cohesive across the board, then yes, you could go through the process with the IRS to update the information, especially if you're trying to get certain type of funding, certain type of government contracts, those type of things, then you would need to, but it's not required for the first 4 tiers of funding. But that's a very good question though. All right. All right, Dre Jones, how do I schedule a 15-minute consultation? Alicia, thank you so very much. Alicia McFadden just dropped my, thank you, Alicia. Let me go ahead and type that. I said, thank you very much for posting my schedule. You are awesome. So Alicia just posted the schedule. So Fresh Air Brown, if you want to know how to schedule and book an appointment, go to the private Facebook group. You're going to see this post for the Q&A for today. Alicia just dropped the link. So I appreciate you for that, Alicia. New York Rican is in the building. Hey, New York Rican, I know you're watching live. Are you live with me right now, New York Rican? All right. All right, you're very welcome. You're very welcome, Obias. New York Rican is in the building, says, Client Dean, on my website. All right, so you're asking me 2 separate questions. So I'm going to answer the question that you asked me first in the private Facebook group, and then I'm going to answer this question and see if it's the same one. All right, New York Rican says, hope all is well. The section maintaining your business credit, it says supposed to be like that. Yep, it's supposed to be like that. And after I took the quiz, you got 100. Okay, it is supposed to be that way. The reason why it's that way, New York Rican, so remember, if you guys remember the last private Facebook group that I talked about this, is that to make sure that you guys are implementing what you learn and to prevent people from stealing content, what we do is we go through a manual underwrite as a consultant firm to make sure that you are ready to go to tier 2 funding. So you have everything you need for tier 1 funding in that section. The next sections that you're asking about are for tier 2. We're not opening that up unless you have everything that you need from tier 1. So when you schedule a one-on-one consultation with me and you schedule that time, I go through, run everything, make sure that you're good, make sure you have what you need, and then we open that up to you. All right? So that is going to be open up to you based on where you are specifically. So that's to answer the first part of your question. All right, and so to answer the question that you asked me, it says, Dean, on my website, you put trucking, transportation, and logistics on it. And on my search engine, how bad did you screw up? It depends. Like I say, you're high risk, but just because you're high risk does not mean that you can't be approved. Like Justin Frazier, prime example. And I use him as an example because he started his journey on entrepreneurship. Before he met me, I just skyrocketed him and took him to another level. But when I knew for a shadow of a doubt when he was going to get $20,000 from one company, he ended up only getting like 7,000. They picked on him. They didn't deny him, but they dropped his approval amount. Prime example, I think he talked about this publicly. I want to say that he did, but if he didn't, Justin, I apologize. But Justin got approved from one of the majors. I'm not going to say the company, but one of the majors. He can do some major business with them. I'm talking about he could sell it online. A client got approved for, they had a net 90 account with them. They could get any type of equipment they wanted, turn around and sell it. He, without a shadow of a doubt, I know his score, I know his profile is 3 times stronger than her profile was. She got approved for 30, I think, 30,000. I have a screenshot of her approval. Justin came back, he got approved for only like 10 or 5. He only got approved for 5. Notice, they did not deny him, but they picked on him. And that's what I mean by red flag. So when I teach because I know the rules and I teach from a brand new, when you come to my course, the person that's the most successful with my course is the person that has absolutely no idea, has no business, and you build it from the ground up. That's the person that's the most successful with my course, because you don't have to go back and fix a lot of things. You don't have a lot of preconceived notions. You don't have this thing stuck in your mind that you want it to be this way. So you're able to just take what I say and just run with it and be massively successful. So people are often asked, like, well, Dean, do I have to have a business when I start your course? No, that's why it's called startup coaching. The startup coaching, you don't have to have a business, but the executive coaching, you have to have a business. In order to be in the executive coaching, you have to have a legitimate business, and you have to be in business for at least 6 to 12 months before I will let you take the executive coaching. If you want to, you can sign a release waiver that will allow you to take the executive coaching, but your money back guarantee will, you're avoiding your money back guarantee, because the things that I teach in the executive coaching are designed for people that have been in business that's been established for 6 to 12 months that have gone through my course. So I said all of that to say that to answer your question, New York Rican, no, it's not. They're going to pick on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the reality of the situation. New York Rican, you're Puerto Rican. You go by the name Puerto Rican. So you know without a shadow of a doubt, there's certain places in Boston, if you go in and I go in, they're going to look at us funny. That's just the rules. Technically speaking, they're not supposed to, but they do. That's what it's like when it comes to businesses. Remember, that's what red flag means. Red flag doesn't mean you're denied. It just means that you're guilty until proven innocent, instead of innocent until proven guilty. I'm just being very honest with you, and I'm just stating the facts. So what they'll do is they won't deny you, because if they deny you, that's a violation of the fair debt. Oh my gosh, I got tongue tied, and this is live. If they were to deny you, that will be a violation of the Fair Lending Act. Forgive me. So they won't deny you, but what they'll do is they'll restrict your approval. They pick on you. It just is what it is. That's just. Now, there's nothing that they can prove it. If you want to go through a whole thing, you can. But the reality of the situation is that when a company extends credit to you, they're under no obligation to do so. So that's how they look at it. So because I understand the banking and finance rules and I understand underwriting guidelines, you benefit from it. So because you do have it that way, and you chose to do it that way, New York Rican, after I know without equivocations that you started my course without a website. And I know without a shadow of a doubt the day I sent you your cPanel, and I know without any fogginess that I taught this whole thing that I just spent 10 minutes talking and teaching. I just taught that to you in the course. I know without a shadow of a doubt I did. And that's the reason why, guys, I'm not going to continue to reteach the same thing that you have on video. And you have to, when you're in the course, I know that I'm electrifying, I know I'm entertaining, but you're not in my course just to be entertained, but it's to be educated. So I know without a shadow of a doubt, I see them laughing my A off, like my grandma say, hee hell. Let me show you my grandma say. My grandma, she be like, hee hell, boy, I've been told you that. A hard head make a soft ass. That's what my grandma used to say. So because of that, I know without a shadow of a doubt, what I just taught for the past 10 minutes, I taught in the course. And in the executive coaching, I'm not reteaching anything that I've already taught. You have to be accountable with going back and relearning. So you know you did mess up, and go back and fix it, because in the course I show you how to fix it. So that answers that question. All right. All right, so who's next? Dante. Dante, are you in the building? Christian. Okay. All right, Kurt. That's a very good question. Like I said, Kurt, follow the instructions. And the instructions, Kurt, is to wait till I'm at the end of all of my paid clients. And even if you are a client, I appreciate you, Kurt. You have to let me finish the VIP questions in the private Facebook group. Once I'm done with that, and I say I'm opening it up to general questions, ask me that question, because that is a very good question and I want to answer it, but I have to stay on task. I have to stay on task, Kurt. Great question. I want to answer it. And all of you guys that are watching live can see Kurt's question. You guys are watching on the replay, you can't see Kurt's question. It's a great question and I want to answer it, Kurt, but you got to follow the rules. If you don't follow the rules, I ain't going to answer nothing. And that's the purpose for me helping you guys. Help me help you. Help me help you. All right. Dante, are you in the building? All right. Dante is here. Awesome. Awesome. Awesome, Dante. All right. So Dante says, should I spend $50 on each vendor, including tax and shipping cost, or should I purchase $50 worth of merchandise, not including tax and shipping? That's a very good question, Dante. You want spend $55. So what you want to do on all of your vendors, a very good question. I suggest that you spend $55 because the key trigger is $50 with Dun & Bradstreet. Your product itself has to be $50. So if your product is $46 and your shipping and handling comes at $50, the shipping and handling doesn't count as a term to that particular vendor. So that's not going to show up. It has to be, I suggest $55. So get something $55 or $60. Make it easy, not including the shipping and handling. And then that's going to cause that trigger to show up and it's going to cause that trigger to report. So that's a very good question, Dante. Very, very good question. All right, Tawanda, are you in the building, Tawanda? Tawanda, are you in the building? Let's see. Let me send you a message, Tawanda. I know I remember seeing, let's see, Tawanda. Tawana says, I'm live on YouTube. So I just messaged Tawanda to see if she got the message because I'm in a different place. You're very welcome, Dante. All right. Mesquite, that's a very good question. That's a simple question I can answer. You asked, but I think the name is pronounced McKeesick. McKeesick1 asked, when is the launch date for the startup coaching? It is launched, the launch date will be New Year's Eve. On January the 1st is when you'll be able to take the executive coaching. That was a simple, easy question. Tawanda, are you here? I want to answer your question, sweetheart, but you got to be present to participate. And I know I'm not in the private Facebook group, so forgive me. And there are over 80 some odd people. Hit the like button. If you're watching, I want you to hit the like button. If you are a spectator, I want you to say spectator. If you are somebody that is enrolled, that's not enrolled into my course, either a Facebook friend or a YouTube subscriber, if you followed me before, this is your first time watching me live, while we're waiting for Tawanda, let me know. I want you to say first timer if you're a first time watching me live. If you are not a participator, you're not a client, but you are a spectator, I want you to say spectator. If you're a soon-to-be client, I want you to say soon-to-be client. While we're waiting on Tawanda to see if she comes, I want to see some of you guys in the building. Okay, the mediocre 2011 is a future client. Tiffany Vaughn says, finally made it to the Dean. Great evening. Thank you very much, Tiffany. I'm very glad that you this is your first timer. Tiffany Makita Masikio says spectator, soon to be client. All right. Was that Tatiana Lewis? That's a nice name, Tatiana. Tatiana says first time watching you live, soon to be client. Very good stuff, Tatiana. New Vision says client Tony M. Okay, New Vision is your business name and you are Tony M. Good stuff. I appreciate that. All right, Rhonda Cox says soon to be client. I appreciate that. All right, so Manasseh Musa, I love that name, Muslim name, says first time watching, awesome. Thank you very much for that, Musa. Island Boy says soon to be client. That's good stuff. Island Boy, I was trying to come out your way. I had that bug. You guys know we're going on our cruise, our first business and pleasure cruise in February on Valentine's Day. But for New Year's, I really wanted to go somewhere. I was thinking about going to Puerto Rico, then going to St. Thomas, St. Kitts, and Anguilla. And the bug hit me so bad, like yesterday, to where I was actually about to pull the trigger. But I'm working on something that I mentioned in the last Q&A that I talked about in the private Facebook group. You guys know, all of the clients in the private Facebook group, you guys know what I mentioned before that I can't talk about publicly, and I sure as heck ain't saying it on YouTube. Because of that, I'm not gonna pull the trigger, but I really, really want to pull the trigger so bad. But I really, really want to pull the trigger so bad to go out that way where you are, Island Boy. But I'm gonna sit still and let the dust settle with what we talked about in the last Facebook video that I know is private that I couldn't share. So Tawana doesn't seem like she's here. So let's go to the next question. All right, we're almost at the end too. William Cooper. William, are you in the building? William Cooper, are you in the building? William, are you here? William, are you here? William is here. Awesome, William. Awesome. So he says that you need help with your cPanel, your username and password, so you can complete your website. Legal name is, I'm not going to say your legal name because this is a public forum. This will help you with your AOS when you apply for business credit, right? That is correct. It will, William. So let me go ahead and make sure that I can do your cPanel. And let's see. When you did yours? I'll do yours right now. This is live, guys. So if you're watching this on the replay, you're like, this is weird. It's weird because you're not watching live. So all these great questions and comments, you don't see them because you're not watching live. And if you are watching the replay, you're like, Dean, I wanted to know when you were live, or Dean, how come I couldn't ask my questions? Because I'm about to open it up to everybody at the end. The reason why is because you did not hit the subscribe button, or you've seen my videos before. You hit the subscribe button, but you did not hit the bell to be notified. And where you at, William? William, when did you fill out your cPanel form? When did you fill out your cPanel form, William? Because I don't see your name, and I'm back in November. So William, let me know. William, when did you fill out your cPanel form? On October 23rd. Okay, thank you so much, William. Hold on, let me go back. And you did not receive your cPanel from October 23rd. Sheesh. Jesus, I need to hire me some new IT people. I gotta take care of that tomorrow. I can't believe you slipped through the cracks since October. Let me go back. I gotta hire some new IT people. Man, I just gotta bite the bullet. I had like 6 interviews. I had 6 interviews set aside for IT. On the, William, you say you did it on the 23rd? All right, let's see. I'm on the 20. Okay. I don't see you. I see the 21st. All right, so this is what I see. I see October 21st, and then I see October 24th. You said the 23rd or the 25th. Okay. Because I don't see anyone that came in on the 23rd. I see the one that came in on the 21st. Then I see the 24th. Oh, there you go. You did it on the 30th, William. You did it on the 30th. All right, William. Let me send this over to you right now, sir. Give me a moment. So, William, you did yours on the 30th. All right, let me send this over to you. Let me create this for you real quick. I have records on my demo. Did your boys not get the memo? I will not stay at the Intercontinental. You know that song? That song is Trophies by Drake. The song is stuck in my head. It's 10:23. I'm probably going to be done with this around 12 o'clock. And then I have 2 videos that I need to upload to YouTube. They're somewhat video testimonials of what not to do. I'll leave it at that. You guys who was in the live Q&A last week before I went to go see my daughter, y'all remember that whole situation. I'm going to go ahead and speak truth to power and bring it to the light. All right, William, give me a moment. Let me get it together now. And William, make sure that your name is so William, what is your website that you chose? I see I see ACKA Enterprise Inc. So what web address, under the web address is it? Did you already purchase it? Like, you have make sure that in order for your C plumbing to work, you have to already have your website purchased. So have you purchased ACKA Enterprise Inc.? Did you purchase it, William? All right, Money Mike Slick says, Dean, my wife and I love the course, worth every penny. Thank you very much for that, Mike. I appreciate you, sir. I wish I can screenshot this, but it's not on replay. I can't do it. So yes, so it's .com. So it's ACKAenterprise.com. Is that what it is, William? You should receive it in like 5 minutes. So let me know if it's the .com. Awesome, Tony. Y'all about to make, I got to figure out how to do some screenshots. Y'all talking some good stuff right now. I appreciate that, Tony. Let me figure out how to screenshot. That's a good comment. While I'm waiting for William to respond. Did a screenshot work? Yeah, it did. Thank you for that. I'm going to do some screenshots tonight. That was a great comment. I appreciate that. Tony Smith says, thanks for starting these videos. Before watching you, I have never considered starting a business. All that has changed now. Thumbs up, black thumbs up on top of that. Tony, I appreciate you, my man. Listen, my job is to educate you, empower you, and inspire you to be the best version of yourself that you can be. That's what I am called to do. That's what I'm called to do. My job is to help you to take your level of consciousness to another level, to realize that you will never be free unless you own your own. Never. Listen, You guys follow me on Instagram, and my Instagram is popping. My Instagram is popping. My Instagram, if you're not following me on Instagram, you should be following me on Instagram. My Instagram is popping. And you guys see that I date a lot because, you know, I'm looking for the one, the only one, I promise to God. On the outside looking in, I look like a playboy. That's because I'm looking for the one. That's it. I just want the one. Just the one. And I'm the type of person where I date a chick. If it don't work, I cut you off. I go to the next. I don't date 4 and 5 chicks at the same time. I have 648 clients that I have to deal with and manage. The last thing I need to be trying to do is chasing around some chick. The last thing I need to do. That's why I'm very quick with them. I cut them off quick. So, talking to this young lady. Prime example, Island Boy. I had the bug yesterday. I really want to go to Puerto Rico, and I want to go to St. Thomas, St. Kitts, and Anguilla. And I really want to go on this trip. So there's a young lady that I'm getting to know. I was like, can you come? You know, what's your schedule like? And she was like, I don't have no vacation days. And then she was like, well, her voice doesn't sound like that, but in my mind, you know, she sounds cuter than what I just said how it was. I ain't got no vacation days. And I don't know, because I got to work. At that moment, I'm like, that's why I can't date a regular chick. Like, I need to be with an entrepreneur. Like, you got to be able to get out, go get it, and come back. Got to be able to get up and go. Like, I open and close when I want to. Yes, I have clients that I'm responsible for, but at the same time, I'm the boss. I'm the CEO. So that means that if I want to just go to the south of France because an opportunity came up and my mentor's there with his fiance and his son, and they say, Dean, you want to come? And we have a catamaran. Yes, I'm coming. I don't need to be like, I need to ask HR. Ain't no HR. I'm HR. You know what I'm saying? So that's how come, like, technically, like, I would love, like, ideally, if Jehovah God blessed me with the type of wife that I want, she would be a full-time mother, a part-time entrepreneur, or a part-time business owner, or in school or something. But she would have I have no problem with taking care of my woman. I don't have a problem with her. Like, I want her job to be making me happy, and she gets paid very well to make me happy. Like, I have no problem with that. Like, I am okay with that. Like, I have no problem with that. Like, my ex-wife, she had a problem with that. I was making over $100,000 a year, and she was complaining because I was like, stay at home with our daughter. She didn't want to do that. But some women, like, hey, it is what it is, you know? But I said all of that to say that my next wife, my real wife that I pray to God that I have soon, I want her to be an entrepreneur like me, or her entire focus and job is making me and the kids happy. And we can just go and live life. That's what I really want. That's like my heart's desire. Like a woman like that's an attorney, she working for a law firm? Nah. But if she's an attorney and she owns her own firm, then yeah. If she's a doctor working at a hospital, no. But if she's a doctor and she has a private practice, then yeah. A woman that's an accountant working for an accounting firm, no. But a woman that has her own accounting firm, then yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I said all of that to say, it's .com. Thank you so very much for that. That's what I've been waiting for. It's .com. All right. I went on a tangent waiting for that. It's .com. Thank you very much for that. All right. You should have it in 5 minutes. Check your spam folder. And check your spam folder. And also check your promotions folder. But you should have it in 5 minutes. Let me double check right now. My computer is freezing. So I went on that tangent because the young man, Tony Smith, said that I have taught him and give him hope on being an entrepreneur, and I'm very glad for that, Tony. Jay-Z said it. He said you can't. He said you're not. He said until you own your own, you won't be free. Until you own, you won't be free. It just is what it is. Until you own, you won't be free. Do you have the soul of a slave, or do you have the soul of a free man? And that's just, I mean, when you are working for somebody else, I mean, there is a form of slavery. It is what it is. I'm not saying that it's pennies and on the dollar and you've been lashed, but it's the mentality. You have a slave mentality that you have to work for somebody else to get successful, to be successful. And there are also some entrepreneurs, and there's some entrepreneurs that want to climb the corporate ladder. That's fine. I'm not sent to the entrepreneur. That's not who I'm sent to. The number one best-selling book of all time, when it talks about public speaking and it talks about consulting, it says that he sends some speakers, some teachers, some preachers, some prophets. He sends some to whomever. I'm one of the ones that's sent specifically to the entrepreneur. How can they hear without a speaker? And how can he speak unless he be sent? That's my specific demographic. I hit records on my demo. Do your boys not get the memo? I do not stay at the Intercontinental. All right, so it's .com. Is the INC included with the .com? No, it says a username must. Nope. Yep, there it is. There you go. There you go. Let's go back to your email. And it's the Hotmail, William. That's where it's sent to. Sent to your Hotmail. And there we go. It's ACK. It's not recognizing it. Okay. It was sent. It recognized it. All right. It was just sent to you. All right. So let's go to the next question. And I see, William, that you added that question after I started the live Q&A. So good on you. Good stuff for that. Way to be resourceful and pay attention and jump out there. And that's what happens when you follow instructions and you pay attention. All right, so I'm making sure that you're good to go. I'm just double checking, making sure everything went through well. So let me know. All right, so let's see, who's the next question? ACK Enterprise. All right, the next question is, all right, the Immaculate Conception says he's watching live. Okay, you are watching live Immaculate Conception. Okay, awesome. All right, Javon Bilbo says, Javon, are you watching live, Javon? Let's see. Javon, are you watching live? Island Boy says, I ain't got no vacation days. Listen, not time for that. All right, Jamaica asked, am I going to help you out? I'm going to re-ask your question, Jamaica. But are you Are you in the private Facebook group, Jamaica? You got to add. Are you there? Jamaica says, Dean, are you going to help me out? My website, my name is Ken Clark. I don't see you, Ken. Did you follow the instructions to get helped out, Ken? I want to help you out if you follow the instructions like William followed the instructions. You saw I just spent 15 minutes making sure Will was okay. You want to know why? Because he followed the instructions. So if you follow the instructions, Ken, so it's not, Dean, are you going to help me? It's, Dean, what do I have to do to help myself to be in position? So, Ken, are you in the private Facebook group? Did you ask your question under the post? Did you follow the steps? Did you follow the instructions? So it's not, are you going to help me out? Is, are you going to allow me to help you? All right, so the next person asked the question. Now, some of you guys are asking multiple questions. I've already asked you a question. This is not the traditional, I'm not doing the traditional back and forth where you get asked 50 million questions. I'm going with the ones, I'm looking at the timestamp. So I see some of you guys are asking more questions because I'm live. That is going to be after I get through all the other stuff. So, so Javon is here. Okay, Javon says, hey, sir. Okay, awesome. Javon is in the building. Javon says, you live very close to Charlotte, North Carolina, but you live in South Carolina. And I looked up the virtual office through the link in the course. The only one that have North Carolina in your area. Would it be okay if your business address or your LLC is located in South Carolina? You live in South Carolina, so yes, you're fine as long as you're in the Secretary of the State. Remember, it's not county specific, it's state specific. So to answer your question, Javon, yes, so as long as you are in the state, then you are fine. So you have to make sure that you are inside the state line. Wherever you file, your business address all needs to be the same. Now, regardless if you go back and forth to do business, that's fine. But your residence and everything where you file it needs to be for South Carolina. It's a very good question, Javon. All right, so Malcolm, are you in the building? That's a very good question, Malcolm. I want to answer this question because it's so good. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to answer it anyway, whether Malcolm is here or not, because it's such a good question. Malcolm says, is it possible to get student loans removed from your credit report? If so, how? To answer your question, Malcolm, yes, you are able. Malcolm says, I'm here. Awesome. Malcolm, yes. So, Malcolm, you are able to get student loans removed off your credit report. I teach in the course, the Stop Freeze section, how you're able to do that. You're able to get student loans, foreclosures, bankruptcies, repossessions, all of that if you go through the steps that I teach in the Stop Freeze. So you have to go through the steps though, Malcolm. Remember, you can't just say, hey, I want some pizza, so I'm going to put the box in the oven. No, Malcolm, you got to take the pizza out of the box. That's a step. Take the plastic out of the pizza. That's a step. Put the pizza on the pan. That's a step. Preheat the oven to 375. That's a step. Take the pizza out the oven, let it cool. That's a step. There are 5 steps to making pizza. You have to follow those steps. You can't just say, "Ooh, I want pizza," throw it in the oven. Same thing when it comes to being able to get student loans removed. That's a very, very good question. And yes, you can get them removed. Because a lot of the stuff that I talk about in that section dealing with Equifax, very, very easy to get them removed. Very good question and very easy to get them removed. All right. Veronica says, they went up on pricing. Veronica says that DaVinci went up on pricing on your office. It was not the same town you live in. You chose to switch. All right, let me check that address for you, Veronica. Let me check to see. So, Veronica, are you watching live? I know you were watching live earlier because I saw you chimed in. So let me see. Boom, 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 boom. Let me run it through the engine and see what comes back. That's a shape. That's a Chamber of Commerce, Veronica. That address is not a previous PO box. It's a legitimate business address. It is. It's fine. That address is fine, Veronica. The one that you dropped is a fine address. That's a good one. Let me make sure because it has that south in front of it. Yeah. The Chamber of Commerce is out of this building, which is good. It's not necessarily a Class C building, but you won't have any issues in the AUS, the automatic underwriting engine. You're not gonna have any issues with it. Ooh, it's rough. It's a rough building, but it's legit. But it's rough though. That's the only look. Why did they go up on your price, Veronica? I want to know why they went up on your price. I'm curious to know. Message me and let me know why they went up on your price and what they went up on your price too. So this is legit. This business is straight up. It's legit. It will stand. It will stand tall. It will stand tall through AUS. It's just a rough looking building, but hey, it is what it will. It is what it is. All right. So let's see. It will stand tall through automatic underwriting, Veronica. All right. Shavara says, I need help with business credit. I have a few questions. Shavara, that means that you need to follow the course, and also you need to make sure that you schedule a 15-minute consultation so we can talk one-on-one, because that's such a vague statement. That's not really a specific question. It's a very vague statement, and that confuses me. Shabara, when was the last time you logged into the course? Let me see when the last time you logged into the course. Let me see the last time you logged in. Do you still have access, Shavara? I think you, actually, to be honest, let me see something. You might. Shavara, the last time you logged into the course was October the 20th. And we're at December the 12th. So Shavara, the last time you logged into the course was October the 20th. That was the last time you logged into the course. So you need to schedule a one-on-one consultation with me, Shavara, and get back on track. Get back on track, Shavara. I'm glad that you showed up tonight, but get back on track, Shavara. Log into the course and get back on track. All right, the immaculate exception. So Curtis says that you cannot log in online. So Curtis, you need to contact support team. So Curtis, have you called our 800 number and spoken with either Keenan, Patricia, or Alex? And when you said that you cannot log in, help me understand what you mean by you cannot log in. That's very vague. Help me understand what you mean by that. So the immaculate exception is in the building. So the immaculate exception asks the question. All right, Dean, never got your C panel. All right, so let me send that to you right now, immaculate exception. And you did not update your name for me, but it's okay. I was actually just talking about you in the beginning of the group. I was just talking about you in the beginning of the group, that your real name is Andre Gibson. And I'm going to send that to you right now. I'm going to multitask. So while I do that, New York Rican, I'm going to see I'm going to see what you have and then tell you what I think. Let me run your stuff through New York, Rika. Your MLive comes up, your Coursera comes up, your LinkedIn comes up before your website comes up. So you have to make sure you go through that section for credit approvals, for automatic underwriting, for credit approvals. Make sure you don't skip that Google. You have to do your Google. Your Google didn't come up. So that's the first thing. You got to get that come up. I love this website. I love the image that you use. Reliable, fast, professional, trucking near you. So we already talked about that. Business done right. That's good stuff. It's the same difference. I mean, it looks good. The website is good, but it's what we just talked about earlier with those keywords. Like the keywords are coming up right now. I'm looking at them right now. Transportation, logistics. I mean, like I said, I've already taught this to you. It looks good though. Great design. You followed it to the T. Very proud of the design. Great job. You followed the template to the T. Very professional. I love it. But you still need to go back through the course, like we talked about 45 minutes ago, which is what I taught in the course. And I need you to, I suggest that you update those keywords. But it looks good. Our services look good. I like those containers. This is just my opinion though, but you can do, because when I think of ZC Enterprise, I don't think of trucking. I think of business structure. It looks good though. Like what you have under the contact us, you need more of that. And actually under contact us, you don't need that image under contact us. Remember the image that I said you're supposed to have under the contact us? The image we're supposed to have under the contact us is 733 3rd Avenue. That image needs to be under the contact us image. And the image that you have right now under contact us, have more of those instead of like the containers. But the image, it looks good. The issue that you are having are those. See, there's something that's called spiders and bots. When you run it through the automatic underwriting engine, they actually crawl through and they pick up on words. Kind of like it's the same technology that Google uses and YouTube uses for terrorism. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the ad apocalypse. Like that's a keyword that will cause this video to be demonetized. But it's learning. What is it called? It's called artificial intelligence. Something learning. They call it something learning. And what it does is that it crawls through your website and it looks for certain keywords. Because our automatic underwriting engine is a computer. It's not a person. Like I physically do. I'm like, this is part of manual underwrite. Like in the section when I go from A to B and I show you the entire process of the manual underwrite. So, and I know without a shadow of a doubt, New York Rican, that I taught this before you did all of this. So to answer your question, you can leave it like it is. You're going to get picked on. You're going to get denied, and or you're going to get low approvals. And it's nobody's fault but yourself. Because the only person stopping you from being successful in New York Rican is you, because you invested your money, you invested your time, you invested your energy to learn the right way to do it, but you chose to do it this way. So that being said, the design is beautiful. Design is perfect. You followed that to the T. But because of those keywords, a hard head make a soft behind. In my opinion, because you did go through and update your name, also update these keywords too, so that you don't have those issues. But all in all, you did a great job. You did a very good job, New York Rican. Very, very good job. Like the second image, more of that. Like the girl with the pen writing, you need more of that type of stuff. The third image is beautiful. Coast to coast, that's beautiful. That image is fine. More of that. Even if you want the first image to be the tractor trailer, that's fine. Just take out those keywords. Day and night service, that's beautiful. Day and night service for what? That's great. That's beautiful. You don't have to be very specific. You want to say day and night service. That's good. That's beautiful. The only thing you have to do is just update. Like even if you want to use that, what is that? That's a Pro Star. Even if you want to use the ProStar, leave the ProStar up. That's beautiful. Just take out those keywords, take out those words, so that when the system crawls through your website, they don't pull images. They do pull pictures. So they pull words. So the cool thing about it is the image. You know how people say pictures are worth 1,000 words. So, like I was explaining to Dante, is that's why I have multiple websites, because one website is for my credit approvals. The other website is to drive traffic to that business. The other website is to drive traffic to that business. The other website is to drive traffic to that business. So and that's why I teach you guys, you don't have this foolish umbrella. I don't know where people got that idea from, but you are going to be denied if you try to go through the umbrella approach. You will be denied. You have to set it up individually. That's the reason why Donald Trump has 700 websites. Donald Trump has 700 websites, because you have to be website specific, and he has different amalgamations of his name so that he can drive traffic. So if we're talking about real business, not something we read in a book, or not something somebody said in a barbershop, or somebody convincingly said something that thought they knew what they was doing, but what banking and finance guidelines, for underwriting guidelines, these are the minimum requirements so that you can get the approvals. So you don't want to do what sounds good, you want to do what really is good. And so, but all in all, this is beautiful though. Great job, great execution. I'm very proud of that. Very proud of you for that. Just update that. Just update that. Those words. And as I do that, immaculate exception, which is Andre. Let me go back to Andre. Siobhan Simmons. Last time you logged into the course was in October. It was October the It was October the 20th was the last time you logged into your course. So if you need help, Shavara, you have to log into the course. That's the purpose for it, to help you be successful. And then also schedule a 15-minute consultation with me while you can, because executive coaching is going to happen January 1. Back to Immaculate Inception, which is Gibson Dre. And then I'm going to open it up. No more questions. Harley said you found something in Chicago. So, Harry, are you in Illinois right now? To answer your question while I'm waiting for this to load up. Are you in Illinois? If you're in Illinois, then yes, you can do whatever city you want as long as you're in the same state. Because it's the Secretary of the State. If you're in Indiana, then no. All right, so Curtis, you said there's something wrong with your password. Contact customer service tomorrow, and we'll reissue you a username and password. We'll create a brand new username and password for you, Curtis. But you have to contact customer service tomorrow. Boom, 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 boom. What am I doing? I'm waiting for Andre. Things to populate. Give me a second, Andre. I'm almost done. All right, I need to get over. Let's see, we're at 86 likes. Let's see if we can get to 100 likes. If you're watching and you have not hit the like button, hit the like button right now. Let's see. Yeah, I want you to hit that like button right now. And once again, if this is your first time watching me, I want you to say first time. If you are a spectator and you were watching for the 50th, 100th time and you just have not decided to become a client, I want you to say spectator. And I want, okay, we are at 91 likes. Thank you very much. Alex Express says that he liked it. Thank you so much, Alex Express. Carl Wallace says first time. Thank you so much for watching, Carl. Hit that like button and also hit the share button, Carl. Share it on Facebook. Share it on Instagram. All right. Best Benjamin says he is a spectator. Thank you so much for being a spectator. Best Benjamin, I appreciate you. And Andre, where you at? There you go. All right. You should have it any moment, Andre. Give me a moment. Let me go through and check all of this. All right. Demand Services LLC.com. All right. Uh-oh. Did your boys not get the memo? I did not stay at the Intercontinental. You should get it any moment now. Give me a moment. It's not been told. All right. Now, Andre, check your spam. You have a Yahoo, so check your spam and check your promotions for executive office. Okay, it's coming from executive office. Executive office. And let me know if you have it, if you're watching live, because I'm about to start answering questions. All right, so Damon Service. I said D&D, but it's Damon. Okay, Andre. Okay, that just confused the heck out of me. All right. There we go. Boom. We good. You Gucci. You Gucci. All right. It says that it went through. There we go. All right, so now let me answer a couple questions. So, everybody that had questions, ask them right now. I'm about to answer 10 questions, okay? I'm going to count them out. 10 questions. I'm about to answer 10 of your questions live. It doesn't matter if you're a client or if you are a spectator or you're a participator. I'm about to answer your 10 questions right now, starting in order. So ask your questions right now. I am about to answer all 10 of them. So, I just say JLo7. That's a very interesting name. All right, JLo7 says, I will be creating your LLC soon. Will I be red flagged when applying for credit if I use your P.O. box and mailing purposes? It's in a different city than your virtual office is located. So JLo7. If you're going to start your LLC soon, I strongly suggest that if you are going to enroll into my course, enroll into the course first before you do anything. Because I'm going to walk you, I'm going to hold your hand and walk you step by step through the process so that you don't get red flagged. Because to answer your question, yes, you will. So depending on how you set that up, there are ways that you need to set up your virtual office and set up your LLC so that you can get mail forwarding. So for just paying a little extra, if you don't want to pay the fuel and you don't want to pay the time, and I get it, time is money. If you do use a P.O. box and if you don't structure the right way, you will be red flagged. But there are situations, like I said, people in small towns and rural towns, they are able to have their business address, and then you can also have a shipping address, which is separate. But for the purposes of business credit, the best thing for you to do is to go through the back door through your virtual office. Don't go through the P.O. boxes and don't go through the FedExes. You don't want to go through those databases, because what will happen is that those databases, most people don't know this, but there's something that's called Info USA or in data.com. Info USA and data.com is one of the largest database, which the AUS pulls from that. A lot of that, you don't want your information to end up there the wrong way, because it's going to cause you to get red flags. So the best way for you to do that, if that is your situation where you can't physically go to your office or it's too far away, then go to the back door to have it sent to you. That's a very good question, JLo7. That's one. Question number 2 says, this is an Attila D. That's an Attila D. Says, this is question number 2, says, I have old items on your credit report that have been paid or settled, and they're over 10 years old. Should I have them taken off your personal credit report? Will they fall off? That's a very good question, Anatella D. It is an urban myth. It's a half-truth that items fall off your credit 10 years. So Anatella, the reason why that is a half-truth, it's kind of like the telephone game. When I was in school, we played something called a telephone game. And the telephone game is when all of the kids will line up on the wall, and one kid, like the teacher will whisper in the kid's ear, we're going to recess at noon. We're going to recess at noon is what the teacher told the first kid. By the time you got to the end of the wall, the message was, it's going to be Halloween soon. So the original message is, we're going to recess at noon. By the time you got to the end of the wall playing the telephone game, is that Halloween is coming soon. It sounds the same, but it's not the same. I said all of that to say this, is that it's a miscalculated assumption that things fall off your credit report. Nothing falls off your credit report. 2 things happen. Thing number 1, anything that's past 48 months old, underwriters don't look at. They don't count, they don't take it to account. Anything that's older than 48 months old, more than 2 years old, they don't take it into account. Underwriters don't take it into account. Now, as far as the credit reporting agencies and what makes up your credit report, they go back 10 years, all right? So anything that's within 10 years, that is the quantitative algorithm that makes up your FICO. FICO stands for the Fair Isaac Company. In my course, I teach there is 5 things that make up your credit score, and history is the smallest percentage. Things that are past 10 years old, they will not automatically fall off, but they do not count as much as what goes into that algorithm that makes up your FICO. All right. So the third truth to that is you can physically call up the phone. You can call up the credit companies and you can let them know that this goes past the statute of limitations. I want it removed. Because it is 10 years old and because of the algorithm, they will remove it, but it's not going to happen automatically. Okay. That's like somebody saying, prime example, that's like somebody saying, if you go to this mountain, and when you get to the mountain, the doors are going to open up and there's going to be rivers of honey and gold falling from the trees. Well, the truth is, when you go to the mountain, you have to say, open sesame, in order for it to open up. If you don't know the key word, it's not going to open up. So if you understand where I'm coming from, and now, guys, I'm in teaching mode. So now I'm out of consultation mode, and you guys can see the difference now. And now I'm in teaching mode. So if you're with me, even if you're watching this on the replay, this is a long video. You clicked on it. You saw how long the video was before you clicked on it. So don't whine and complain and say, why is the video so long? Why did you click on a long video that's clearly marked however many hours it is? Stop whining and complaining and start being great. So the people that are watching live, if you get it, I want you to say, got it. Okay, so, all right, says you say, thank you. All right, good stuff. Yes, great info. You're very, very welcome. D, I just call you D. All right, awesome, D. Thank you so much for that, D. I appreciate that. So if you're watching on the replay, like I said, I want you to make a mind muscle connection with me. So the information that I just taught you, that it'll help register and trigger your memory by you interacting with me as you're watching this, even on the replay, as if you're watching it live. Make that mind muscle connection. I want you to say, got it. So if you understand that, yes, that 10 years, there are three parts to that. The first part is that it doesn't come off automatically. The second part is that after 48 months, underwriters don't look at it. The third part is after 10 years, the computer that makes up your FICO doesn't take it into account. And then the fourth thing is that you can call up the credit. You can literally, that's something you can do over the phone too. You don't have to do any letters. You can actually physically, anything that's over 10 years, you can physically call up Equifax, physically call up TransUnion, physically call up Experian, and have them to remove that, and they will remove it when it's at the 10-year statute of limitation. All right, so thank you so much for participating. All right, so Kia is participating. Thank you for participating, Kia. Carl is participating. Jamaica is participating. Corey is participating. Bruce is participating. AliExpress is participating. Rhonda is participating. Thank you so much for participating. I appreciate your support. Thank you so much for participating. So that's the second question. The third question, Bruce says, I give you two. I give you two. That's not really a question, but okay. The third, Rhonda Cox says, is the course in print form? Yes, Rhonda, that's a very good question. So the course is designed, if you guys cannot tell, I like psychology. Psychology is very important to me. I was actually thinking about getting my psychology degree. The technology that the course uses is all 4 ways that people learn, okay? People learn visually. Hold on for one moment. Excuse me. The way that the course is set up is that it goes with the way that people learn. There are actually there are 4 ways that people learn. So the first way that people learn is by seeing it. So everything is on video. So people learn it by seeing it. The second is by doing it. It's designed so that you do what you learn. And the third is by reading it. So, or they call that kinesthetic. So visual, auditorial, and kinesthetically. So the way that being said, Rhonda, to answer your question, every video has course notes. You can print out the course notes, and it's just like a book. So you can visually see it, you can do it kinesthetically, you can hear me on audio version, and you can also see me. So it is set up to do it auditorially, visually, and kinesthetically. It's a very good question, Rhonda. That is which question is that? Let me get back on track. That is the third question. The fourth question is, can I have 2 businesses out of the virtual office? Ismail Benjamin. Great name. Benjamin Ishmael. Yes, you can, if you go through the proper steps and you make sure that one business is leasing from another business. All right, so you can physically have one business and it can sublease to another business. What you need to do though, once you've gone and made sure that it's a 100% legitimate business address, not your mama address, not your sister-in-law address, not your cousin address, not your side chick address, not your baby mama address, not your homeboy address you watch porn with, not your homeboy address you shoot dice with, but a legitimate business address that is stand-up legitimate business. Once you have that legitimate business address, your first business needs to lease it. Then you need to create a lease agreement from your first business to your second business and create a suite. So it needs to be Suite B. Let the people at the front desk know that you're subleasing your business to the other business so that you can do that. You're able to do that if you go through that initial step, okay? So it has to go through that initial step. That's the fourth question. Ishmael, that's a dope name. So Elegant Night Transportation, which is the fifth question, says, do you have any information on how to become a hotshot driver? Elegant Night Transportation, yes. If you want to become a hotshot driver, then what you need to do is find companies that drive hotshots and work for them. but I won't teach you how to be a hotshot driver. If you want to own a hotshotting company, that's a different story. So if you want to be a hotshot driver, then Google, go to Craigslist, and also reach out to other people and see who actually own hotshot businesses, and see if you want to drive for them. That's if you want to be a hotshot driver. But if you want to own a hotshot business, then what I would strongly suggest that you do is that you build your business credit that's separate from your personal credit. Go to Ford Motor Company and get a 2018 F-150 or F-250 dually in your business name, or as a matter of fact, get a Dodge Ram Quad Cam 3500 in your business name that's separate from your personal credit, that's tier 3 funding. Tapping that tier funding, you can do that. Hot shots are different from tractor trailers. Get you a dually, tier 3 funding in your business name, separate from your personal credit. Go to the dealerships and then also go to the ports and build those relationships, and then you can pull yourself. That's my advice if you want to create a hotshot company, and that's also my advice if you want to work for a hotshotter. I suggest you create your own hotshot company versus pulling for somebody else. All right, that's the. Let me go back. Let me see. Hotshot. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the 5th question. The 6th question is from AliExpress. It says, Dean, you have one of the best smiles on YouTube. Thank you very much for that, Ali. I appreciate you for that. Somebody was talking about me on Trucker Brown, saying that my teeth are so white. I got that Gucci Mane without having to pay that Gucci Mane. I actually need to get my teeth whitened. Money Mike Slick Will says, I just enrolled into the coaching class. How can I hit the private Facebook group? So your name is Money Mike Slick Will on YouTube. I would need to know what your real Facebook name is. And to be honest with you, I did not go through and do everybody's I normally approve everybody on Facebook right before I go live, but because Facebook put me in jail, I did not. Hold on for a second. What am I doing? Oh man, I just got the approval, so that means that I am going to. I got so many websites in my mind. Hold on for a second. Okay, there we go. So to answer your question, and that's not going to count as one of those questions. I'm not going to let that make that count as one of the questions. But just to answer the question, I need to go through and I need to know what your real name is, so that I can approve you for the private Facebook group. And it's raining. All right, what am I doing? Give me a moment. This is live, guys. Where is Lord have mercy. There we go. Bam. Do. Uh-oh. Shortcut. What's shortcut? 729. I apologize, guys. This is live. There we go. Bam. That's done. All right, guys. So 5 more questions, because that one's not going to count as a question, because that's just really good. That's just a general question. That's not going to count as a question. All right, and we hit 103. Thank you so much for 103. I appreciate that. 103. All right. 007 says, I'm already enrolled. Okay, awesome, 007. So if you're already enrolled, the question that you asked me, so if you're already enrolled, 007, go back through the course on the business address, 007. If you're already enrolled, and go back through so that I won't be reteaching what I've already taught. So Tim Mother Effing Kings 864, that is an interesting name, says, still waiting on it. Will they be able to get to me anytime soon? Not sure what it is. When you say you're waiting on it, I don't know what you mean by it. All right, so Island Boy Trucker says, I moved to Fayetteville 2 weeks ago. Congratulations, Island Boy. I moved to Fayetteville 2 weeks ago. I am in orientation and ATL as we speak. Awesome. Congratulations, Island Boy. Thanks to UNTB for the motivation. Respect, bro. Congratulations, Island Boy. I hope it says that it says a bad connection, but congratulations, Island Boy. I am excited for you, my man. That's good stuff. Congratulations for that. So, all right. So, Talana Lewis says, I just recently started my business as a sole proprietor. Should I change to an LLC as soon as possible, or wait until I enroll into the class? That's a very good question. Go ahead and enroll as soon as possible, and then change your LLC. So you're going to have to create an LLC. My advice to you is just start. You're going to have to start fresh, because you just now started your business. It's more beneficial for you to start brand new as a brand new LLC versus trying to convert a sole proprietor. You can try to convert a sole proprietor, but it's easier just starting fresh than trying to convert. And I suggest that you get enrolled into the course so I can hold your hand and walk you step by step so that you can do that. But yeah, starting fresh is always better than converting. The only reason why I suggest that you convert is if you have $20,000 of taxable income in your business name. If you are more than $20,000, anything under $20,000 in your taxable business name, start over again. It's not worth it. All right, that's question number 6. Question number 7 says, if my business is listed with Google Business, will I still need to get set up with 411? Corey, that's a very good question. No, you will not. So in my course, I have a section that's called SEO for credit approvals. Now, I teach you how to force yourself into 411. You don't have to pay for it. But majority of the time, a lot of the AUS now pulls from Google. So because they pull from Google, if you do it the right way and your business phone number is a legitimate business phone number, not a Google Voice, not a trap phone, not a burner phone, not a Metro PCS, not an iPhone, but a legitimate business grade phone line, and you go through Google and do it, then you're fine. So you won't have to go through that step. That's a very good question. That's the 7th question. All right, so AliExpress says I have a 740 consumer score after 2 government liens, 1 bankruptcy 4 years ago. Congratulations, AliExpress. You climbed your way through the muck, and you have recovered yourself. So good stuff for that. Okay. All right, so let's see. This was the question that I've been wanting to answer, and I'm glad that you continued to stay firm and positive. Where did it go? Kurt asked the question. Kurt says, this is a very good question, and I'm so glad Kurt asked this question, and I am screenshotting it so that I can save it for later because it was such a great question. So Kurt asked the question. Kurt says, it says, can I create a CPN and trade lines, add trade lines to the CPN, create an LLC, and apply for business credit using a PG with the CPN? And to answer your question, Kurt, yes, you can. 100% without any equivocations, you can. Now, depending on trade lines you get, depending on where you go back through 100 comments, you could have easily just asked your question right then and there. But, all right, so let me go ahead and answer this last question. So, BS Sting says, just received my LLC. Are there truck sale companies out there that will work with new business companies? Yes, there are, BS Stings. But my advice to you, BS Stings, is to probably wait 3 months. If you just created your LLC, after 3 months, you can get to tier 3 funding in 3 months.